G'day guys, and welcome back to the Gear Cave. Today we're doing something a little different. This is one of the guitars I have for sale on my website, gearcave.com.au. This is an Orville by Gibson J200. It's a fairly substantial guitar. It is the closest clone of a Gibson J200 that you can find, I would imagine, and that's including the Epiphone inspired by Gibson range. I've played those J200s, they don't sound as good as this one. So if you're unfamiliar with the Orville by Gibson, they're essentially just like Fender has a Japanese range. This was Gibson's Japanese range that ran from the late 80s, I believe, through to the late 90s. And this particular example is excellent. Going by the serial number, I believe this one is a 1990 model. The only modifications I have made to this guitar is I've disconnected the Orville by Gibson piezo pickup system in there. This still works, I've just disconnected it, and what I've put on in this one instead is the LR Bags undersaddle pickup system, which is far superior. This particular pickup came out of my Gibson Hummingbird, which is a 2011 model. I upgraded that to the top of the line pickup system in the Hummingbird with the microphone so I can get that true acoustic sound. And then I took the Gibson Hummingbird's pickup LR bag system and put it in this, and it sounds fantastic, it really does. But acoustically, this guitar also does sound fantastic. Sustain is amazing, still going. What else got to say about this thing? Obviously, being a J200, it's fairly typical for them to be maple back and sides. Sitka spruce top. Obviously, this is a solid Sitka spruce top. Rosewood fretboard, crown inlays. The maple neck is a three-piece maple neck. I've got gold Gibson tuners on there. These are, when I first bought this, I bought this direct from Japan, probably close to 10 years ago, and it's 2023 now. I did replace the original Japanese tuners with these Gibson Gold Deluxe tuners, so the tuners are muchly upgraded. The headstock, you've got your Orville by Gibson logo. It's nicely bound, the body's bound. I will do a bit of a flyover with the camera sweep a bit later in the video. The pickguard on this guy also is engraved and paint filled, just like the originals. And you will even notice on modern day Gibsons that they have a dome resin sticker now, so this is better than what they put on Gibsons these days. Center stripe down the back. What can I say? The action on this is really great. I just actually put a new saddle in here, because when I did fit the LR bags, I took the original bone saddle down to as low as I could get it, so I could play quite difficult chord structures, well, chord structures that were difficult for me at least. The only thing, it did start buzzing because I've never had an acoustic be this low and still completely playable, so that's why this morning I put a new saddle in, which just raised it up 1.5 mils or so we get no buzzing at all, and the action's still really low, which I'll show you very soon. Excuse my clumsy playing. It's a fantastic sounding guitar, and of course plugged in it's awesome too. go, so here she is sitting up. There's probably 2, 3 little dots I would like to point out. So there's that one, and that one, and just one little one up there. Maybe one there if you want to consider that as so minor. They're all really minor, but there are a couple of marks. They look like case bites to me. Just when your case flicks over unexpectedly and hits the top of your guitar. They were always on the guitar. I've never added any damage to this. But here she is. What a great looking guitar. That's all engraved and paint filled. So there's a nice tactile effect on that. Rosewood bridge pinned with abalone inlays. I've just put a new saddle in there today. As you can see, the crown markers and the frets are in excellent condition, so is the fretboard. And coming up to the headstock, which you can see is bound, and has your normal Gibson style headstock, crown inlay, etc. And of course it comes with that case it's sitting on. An awesome guitar, really is. Center stripe. Maple back and sides as you would expect. 3-piece maple neck. And there's your Gibson Deluxe tuners. And on the top, you will see that original, still works, standard Orville by Gibson piezo pickup. And the LR Bags pickup, you just plug straight into that. And inside the sound hole is, just inside there, if we can get the camera to swing around, is the little volume control for piezo. And it fits in this case absolutely perfectly. High quality, very strong case. So what do you think, guys, of this J200? This is a nice Japanese example, or probably the closest reproduction to the real thing. My personal thoughts, it sounds wonderful. It is a very solid guitar. You could basically string this up however you like. It's going to be quite a robust, roadworthy guitar as well. You're not going to, even if you went heavier strings, this guitar could handle heavier strings just the way it's built. It's a well-made instrument. It sounds great, it really does. And why am I selling it? Such a great instrument. I've got a bad habit of buying guitars, so you wind up with too many. So considering my other guitars are Maton, Gibson, Cole Clark's, Fenders, you know, like, I do have the core models as well. So I'm doing a bit of clean out. So most of my Orville by Gibson guitars will be up for sale very shortly. I have the remainder I do have. I've got about maybe 7 left out of 20 odd guitars I had originally of just Orvilles. So this is the next guy that's up for sale. There is an interested party for this guitar at the moment. That's why I'm documenting it now, because it may be sold very soon and I don't want to lose this guitar without at least documenting its beauty and what it is, and that I actually owned one, and here it is. It's, you know, no doubt just a great guitar. I keep saying that, don't I? That's it. That's all I could really do. Orville by Gibson, great guitars, and their electrics are really, really fantastic as well. So I guess that's all I can really show you. That's this guy up for sale on gearcave.com.au, and this video is just to really document and showcase what this guitar was all about and what this particular one is. Alright guys, there's going to be more of these videos showcasing my collection and the guitars that are up for sale. I don't really know what else to say except jump on our website, have a look, and thanks for checking out our channel, guys. gearcave.com.au. Thanks again.